Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, I'd like to thank all those people who like my previous videos and subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed as of yet, you can just go down and click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified about my latest videos. So as you can already see around the house, today is Halloween, and I thought that there could be no better opportunity to make this video. And as you've already understood from the title, the topic of today's video is the top 5 Hollywood horror films of all time. And now, since for me horror films are not just ghost stories, they also include psychological horror films. So you will be seeing movies on my list which do not have any supernatural elements in them. Anyways, let's start the list. Number 1 on my list is, in my opinion, the greatest horror film ever made, The Shining. Directed by Stanley Kubrick and starring Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall, this film tells the story of Jack Torrance, played by Jack Nicholson, who is the winter caretaker of the Overlook Hotel, an isolated hotel, in the middle of nowhere, and how during the course of winter he starts to lose his sanity at the hotel, both due to his own personal problems and also some supernatural entity living in that hotel. It's a masterpiece. It's made by Stanley Kubrick, so obviously it's amazing. And the film, what I love about the film is that there are no jump scares or anything. It's a more meditative horror film. It sort of builds the tension rather than just giving a lots of jump scares. So I think this is definitely my favorite horror film of all time. Number 2 on my list is The Exorcist. Now I'm talking about a film which is filled with jump scares and grotesque imagery, and still it's still a great film, because The Exorcist is the film because of which movies like Conjuring, Annabelle, It, and everything exist today. This was the first movie, this was the first movie of its kind, and it has influenced so many horror films after it. It is also, in my opinion, till date, hands down the scariest film ever made. The film tells the story of a young girl who is possessed by this demonic entity, and how two exorcists try to get the ghost out of a body. It's truly amazing and thrilling, but also it's not really a good movie for the faint-hearted. Number 3 on my list is Silence of the Lambs. Now, as I said before, this is one of those movies where there are no supernatural elements. It's about this FBI agent played by Jodie Foster, who's trying to catch a serial killer named Buffalo Bill. And in order to catch him, she takes the help of another psychopathic serial killer, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, played by the great Sir Anthony Hopkins. I think this film is the most awarded horror film of all time. It has won an Oscar for Best Picture, Best Director for Jonathan Demme, Best Actor for Anthony Hopkins, Best Actress for Jodie Foster. Like, this film is not just, you don't have to be a horror buff to watch this movie. It's also one of the greatest films of all time, so you can just watch it as a great cinematic masterpiece. It's brilliant. Number 4 on my list is Rosemary's Baby, another psychological horror film, this time directed by Oscar-winning filmmaker Roman Polanski. Rosemary's Baby stars John Cassavetes and Mia Farrow in the lead roles and tells the story of this newly married young wife played by Mia Farrow, which in my opinion, the best performance of her career in this movie, and how she starts suspecting her husband to be up to something, really fishy. And I won't spoil the rest of the film for you, but all I can say is that although there are no ghosts or supernatural entities in this film, it's definitely scarier and more shocking than all the other horror films. It's, I think, one of the best films of all time made by Roman Polanski, and that's a great thing to say since he has also made movies like Chinatown and The Pianist. Finally, number 5 on my list is Psycho. directed by Sir Alfred Hitchcock. Psycho is, how do you say, the grandfather of modern horror films. It is because of this film that everything we know about the horror genre exists. Alfred Hitchcock, as usual, made a masterpiece out of this story. And what is so great about this film is that even after, I don't know, like 60 years of release, the film is still as scary and as thrilling today as it was back then. The film has an amazing performance from Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates. And unlike Rosemary's Baby, everybody knows the ending of Psycho. Everyone knows the twist, so I am going to talk about it. The way the twist has been handled, like, you know, throughout the film, the way that Hitchcock didn't let you see the obvious and, you know, kept on diverting your attention, that's just amazing. So at the end, when we find out that the real killer is Norman Bates himself, it was really shocking. But now, sadly, I know that, you know, the film has actually become so famous that everyone knows the twist even before watching the film. But still, you can watch the movie even after knowing the twist because it's equally thrilling even then. Anyways guys, that was the video. Thanks for watching. If you like my channel, please like, share and subscribe. You can also write down your thoughts in the comments section below. So thank you, bye bye, and I'll meet you next week.